So you want to talk a little bit about your arsenic elimination?
Yeah, man. What's nice about mineral balancing is that I just trusted that these symptoms were good and right because for the longest time I was willy-nilly with supplements and like one day I'd take something and it would, oh, I'm like, I think this is good. This is good. And then the next day it was like, this sucks. I don't feel what my heart's just out of my chest. But with the mineral balancing, I just had full on trust that any symptoms that came about were good and right. So it was scary. And it was even like more than just that. Like I was trying to like meditate a lot,
Hmm.
um, to like bring that sympathetic dominance down. And like I would have meditations where I would like slip into that deep kind of meditation and I would almost have a full on panic attack in the depth of it. And it would pull
Yeah.
me out and I would have like the tunnel vision coming on. And it was just like so crazy, like how fritzed out my nervous system was.
Hmm.
And it was just, manifesting in just tachycardia. My pulse was just through the roof all the time and palpitating. And that would kind of be, when I was, the dark night of the soul was like, fuck, I don't know if I should swear. Sorry.
You're good.
Sleeping was just torture. It was
Yeah.
torture. I'd maybe fall asleep for a little bit, then just wake up in like that panic, uh, you know, sometimes some night sweats, and it was just torture. And then on the other side of that was just, I don't know, I use an aura ring, and now it's like my days are calculating restorative time instead of stress, stress, stress. I'm getting like the dominating recording through the day as restorative time if I just have a normal day.
You said you use a what ring?
The aura ring,
What is that?
it's a wearable that tracks your heart rate and your HRV,
Oh, I
and
got you.
yeah, it's just a ring on your. I put it on my middle finger.
Oh, it's like yeah, like one of those like fit
Yeah,
type. Hmm.
to see. Because for the longest time it was freaking me out. I was like micromanaging it all day, seeing that I was in stress mode, stressing me out even more. So I started to like not use it for a while, just to like not have that, reinstill that my body's in chaos.
Hmm.
So, but now it's nice to see that it's almost praising me, like, oh my gosh, you slept so well, and your HRV is improving, and things that have happened in the last few weeks where I feel stable and I feel optimistic.
So, why were you able to just kind of trust the process? Just like an innate feeling, or like?
Yeah, just hearing all the stories from like yourself and Matt Kaufman's my practitioner, and just
Hmm.
all the things that he's tried, that you've tried, that Kyle Peche has tried. I resonate with everything that people have done in the past, and then how influential mineral balancing was for them. It was the thing that finally moved the needle. So
Hmm.
I had to put my trust and faith in it, that any symptoms that arise, and I knew enough about this retracing phenomenon, and it made sense. It makes sense that you have to kind of, because your body is so in, like, it's so damn smart that it's gonna sequester all that arsenic that was floating around and causing those palpitations. Like it's got to
Hmm.
move through that stuff as it, breaks it out of the wherever it sequestered it. So you got to kind of re-experience those symptoms.
Yeah, that's great that you're able to trust the process. That can be, like I was saying on the YouTube, that can be a difficult part of the program. It's just trusting the process and knowing that you're going to get through it. And then on the other side, you're going to feel a lot better.
Right. That's where the
You know?
unknown lies, or how long it's going to take.
Yeah, yeah. But that's great to hear that you're feeling the benefits of coming to the other
Right.
side. So you're talking about the meditation. Were you talking about redoing the pulling down exercise?
No, I just meditate kind of conventionally, maybe a little bit of mantra style. I was at actually like a Buddhist center that is in my city here. So it was like a group meditation for a half hour. And I seriously thought I was going to pass out. And it was in a moment of like finding that stillness, finding that calm. And it just like fritzed me out. It was so odd. But I was having like brain zaps and just kind of like lightheadedness, kind of
Mm-hmm.
randomly just feeling like I'm going to pass out, driving, scary, scary stuff.
Yeah, if you're already familiar with meditation, I would encourage you to give the pulling down exercise a shot as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have videos on that? Or is it Lewis that has some?
Lewis has some. If you just go to our YouTube channel, the Life Labs YouTube channel, and just do a search, just search pulling down exercise. There's a good one where Lewis does a walkthrough video for like an hour.
Oh, wow. What
Um,
if it's, summarize that? What's the reasoning? I mean, are we trying to move the heavy metals from our head down to our feet more so, or?
no, it's not heavy metal based. It's energetic.
Energetic.
Based.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So it's grounding. It'll help charge your body. Actually, it'll bring in a healing energy into the body and actually raise your sodium to potassium ratio. We call it a meditation, but it's important to realize that when you're doing it properly, like you can actually feel it.
Mm-hmm.
It's more almost like lifting weights or something. It's more like you're actually like pushing the energy downwards. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's kind of similar to something they would teach in like Tai Chi or like Qigong. Teaches it as well. It helps slow down thoughts, right?
Mm.
It helps you become more of an observer, so you can observe your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
It brings awareness into the body. So awareness itself, I've come to discover, is very powerful for healing. A lot of things in our life that go wrong just come from lack of awareness, right? So many people have problems because they're not aware if they have problems, and if they're aware of them, they would fix them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
And it helps submit yourself to an extent to a higher power and less of your ego.
Got it.
You're actually moving heaven to earth.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's kind of like thy will be done type of thing.
Beautiful.
Which helps reduce stress.
Right.
Right.
You're talking about like body awareness. It's like I've been hyper aware of my heart for as long as I can remember. So it's like I want to have lack of body awareness, but maybe in a more appropriate sense with that instead of just such hyper focus on my heart rate.
Yeah, well, it will bring a healing awareness to it, and so I wouldn't be surprised if you did it, you would start to feel a warming sensation in your heart, and actually become aware of your heart, and then you would try to relate to your heart more and why it is the way it is and how you can heal it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's interesting. I grew up with SVT, which is like supraventricular tachycardia. Like when I was 5 or 6, I don't remember how old, but it would just I'd just be out golfing or something. I'd bend over to pick up my ball and my heart rate would go 200 plus. So
were you in fast oxidation?
I have no idea. Right now?
On your first test?
No, I'm in slow oxidation.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was just like the trauma of being a kid and thinking I'm going to die. So that's where all of my anxiety and stuff in adulthood has been heart focused. Just like, oh my gosh, it's beating too fast because of what I went through as a kid.
Yeah, the trauma of it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's part of your healing as well. I'm sure is like you'll reliving that trauma.
Right. But I can only imagine that I got some sort of download as a kid in the womb, in my heart, you know what I mean? Or from an injection that I received at some point, one of the 70 of them growing up.
Yeah. It can be hard to know what the...
Yeah.
And the truth is that in most cases, you'll never know what it is that caused it. Right. You know what I mean? It could be multiple things.
Yeah, that's the beauty about mineral balancing too. It's like we don't care about these symptoms. It's like these are your charts and this is the program that we're going to put you on. I care about your symptoms, but I don't care at the same time.
Yeah. And that's an important way to look at it for sure.
Yeah.
That's cool though. Thank you for sharing your experience with that.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for doing that.
And it's important for people. Yeah, it's important for people to hear that they need to trust the process, and that if they trust the process, they'll come out on the other side much, healthier and stronger, like in your case, and more calm,
Yeah.
Although it can be scary at times.
Yeah, for sure. Did the
for sure.
video ever work, or is it still just black?
Still just audio.
Oh, gotcha.
But it's fine.
Cool.
All right, man. Well, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Bye.